did some thrift flip vases, and I used some clay, and I put some handles on one of the pieces. So I wanted to go ahead and actually do that again with this piece here. I just thought I really wanted this really cute little jug from Hobby Lobby. It was like, I don't know, $6 or something like that. I'll put it on the screen here so you can see it. I want to actually just duplicate it for way less. I got this jar from Hobby Lobby for about $2. It is about 6 inches tall and about 3 inches, give or take, wide. And the cork comes right off. Already got the clay that I'm going to be using, which again, this was from Hobby Lobby as well, but this has lasted me for many projects. I cannot believe I still have it. So this was $10, and I used a coupon when they did have it. I think they did away with their 40% coupons, unfortunately. But I had used it on this and got this for $6. And again, this lasted me so long. So I kind of want to just run through this real quick, just so you guys get an idea of what we'll be doing. So again, I'm going to be just adding one handle on to this glass jar. On this vase, I got this from Dollar Tree. This is actually called the JARDIN vase, as you can see right here. They do have different names, so that way you're able to find. This is the JARDIN vase. Again, I'm looking at the shape of the vase, and I think that based on the shape of it, it would look really cute with 2 handles up here. So I'm going to create 2 little handles right in here. And then this I also picked up from Dollar Tree. It is a blue cup, glass cup. I tore off the tag, so I don't really know. But I figured I wanted to try something different, just something new. I wanted to actually put it this way, upside down. And I'm going to be creating because I think that based on the shape like that, it looks like vintage milk jar that was cut in half or something like that. So I wanted to create like the little like seal that it would have that says like milk or something like that. I don't exactly know. I'm going to look up like vintage pictures of milk jars and see if I can find something, and that will be like down here in a half circle shape. So we'll get to that project later. So let's go ahead and start with the easy one, which will just be creating a handle from here to here. I want to make sure that my glass jar, the line, the seam right here is where the handle is going to go. It doesn't really matter because we are going to paint this, but I do know, like, okay, so this is going to go about right up in here. Right about there. Right now I'm just smoothing the piece out, and you do want this to be pretty chunky. If you go thin, it'll just fall apart and crack, so you do need a little bit of chunk to your piece of air dry clay. That's kind of what it's looking like. It kind of just arches outwards and back in. I'm gonna let this dry. If I'm able to, I'm gonna pop this off, but if it's stuck there, it's fine. Over time, when this starts to dry, the clay will start to shrink just a little bit, so this will end up falling off of the jar. So I am going to put it over here. I'm going to move on to this Dollar Tree glass vase, and we're just adding cute little handles, nothing crazy. And I'm going to do about the same size as the last one. I'm going to try to do those just a little bit thinner. Starting to crack a little bit. So this doesn't really have a seam. This one I'm actually going to start in the neck of the vase, and it's going to kind of wrap around to the body like this. Well, so again, this will probably fall off, but it's no big deal because we're going to just glue it on. Okay, I finally got it the way I want it. This will actually look like it was always a part of this. I almost want to put something around the rim just so it's like a little bit taller. So I guess I'm going to try this out. I think this edge around the top is really going to help make it look more like what I'm going for. And I'm trying to blend the clay again down into the glass, at least on the outside edge. I think I'm done. It's not like perfect or anything, but this is basically the piece. Now I just have to let it dry. Now I know pieces are gonna fall apart and crumble. That's just how it goes with air dry clay. So we'll see what this looks like tomorrow. So if your handle piece ends up falling off of your jar because it shrank, that's totally fine. I like to use a combination method with this wood glue I got from Dollar Tree, as well as some Power Tack or self-fix-all adhesive, such as this one, again from Dollar Tree. It's just a super glue. So I first will put on the wood glue like that. And you're gonna take your adhesive, your super glue, pop it on there wherever. Then we'll find our spot and just push it on. This should set up pretty fast because of the super glue. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry. It should dry within like 20 minutes. And then also if your piece here cracks, so I have to redo these as well. I have to glue these on. Okay, and then up in here, we have a lot of cracking going on, which is totally fine. It's probably still drying, to be honest. But I'm just gonna literally add in the wood glue into the cracks, just to make sure like that is actually gonna hold everything together. So we'll just take our finger and just kind of lightly smooth the glue out a little bit. Now as this dries, it will harden the clay really, really well. And if you still see cracks, like visually, even though this will be pretty secure, we can actually go back in either with a little bit more clay, or you can use a different product such as wood putty. You could use like silicone or something like that just to get in those cracks. But I'm thinking this should be fine. If I see any cracking, I'll just go over it with probably one layer of like baking soda paint, just to really like give a little bit of a texture right over this vase, and then go over that with regular paint. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this set up to dry. This bottle here, it's still drying. However, I do wanna work on the body of the glass jar. It definitely could be left like this and it looks really cute. But I noticed in the picture when I was looking at the little mini jug that I wanted to buy from Hobby Lobby, it is a little bit rounded off right in this general area where my finger is. So I already pre-cut some strips of paper. I have it going from where it's going to be wrapped, so from here to here, it will be my longest piece. And then from there, it's going to taper on upwards into, you know, create the roundness, the bulk. I'm going to be layering all of these papers that go from the biggest one here and then the smallest one on the top of it. I just took some water and some glue, and we're basically gonna be just doing like a paper mache type thing. And we're gonna add in some flour as well. You want it to be able to be dripping. So now we just gotta get our jar, and we'll start with the largest piece. Finally done putting on the newspaper, and as you can see, just by looking at this already, you can see it already kind of rounded out this jar. It's not so straight up and down, so I think this will help give it the look I'm going for. So now I need to let this dry, and then we're gonna move on to painting. So we're gonna start with this one because I'm just so excited about it. Look at this, how it turned out. Has that nice rounded shape. Now I do have a little bit of areas where the paper, it looks, well, like paper. It has these little like creases and stuff, but no worries. I'm actually going to be mixing up some baking soda paint for covering mainly like up in here. I'm going to take this cork out for now, and the top half is going to be black, and then the bottom half is going to be this color here, and I got this from Hobby Lobby. This color is called Taupe Gray by the brand Anita's Black Crafter Square Paint, so that's from Dollar Tree. Let's get started. I'm gonna use the black And then we'll just take some baking soda and mix it in. Just so excited to do this. And this layer is going to be fairly thin. If I even do another layer, I don't know. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna move on to this piece here. So I do have like some weird areas that, you know, came from the clay and some of the glue that are on here. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave them and paint right over them. I think that'll help add in a little bit of texture. I think I'm gonna be doing most of it white and then do a little bit of a terracotta brown tone towards the bottom that will kind of come up just here on the bottom, maybe a little bit on the rim and on the handles to give it like an aged feel. Then I'm gonna add in a little bit of tan to like soften this color up a little bit. A little bit of tan and then a little bit of gray. Okay, and then I'll add in a little bit of baking soda. Makes this really pretty soft cream tone. I think when I'm applying this, I want to keep in mind if this were to be made like spun or something, like it's gonna go this way. And we want to see these like these streaks, these lines going back and forth like this. This is really gonna help add in like this texture that it was made. Just like that, just do these fine little lines going back and forth, and I think that just adds so much texture. I'm going to be doing a different color down here, so I'm not going to worry about even painting this because I don't have much of the color. And I'm just going to like scratch this on. I'm not going to fully coat it. I'm going to go over it with other colors, just like this. And honestly, those little cracks in the clay kind of worked out because it really adds a little bit of cracked detail, and then the color of the clay kind of looks like the stone color, so this just kind of like dusting on the white, not really fully coating it, honestly works really well. I'm gonna go ahead and let this layer dry, and then we'll go over it with other colors and just add a bit more dimension in this piece. Alrighty, so it's the next day and these pieces have dried. Here's the other one. This has such a nice texture with that baking soda, and I did go over it another layer. I'm just going to add in a little bit more black. For the bottom of this piece, I do need to create a lighter color. So for this one, I definitely want to have a straight line. When I put this color on, I could totally put some tape right here, but I don't know if it's going to actually take this off. We're just going to dip into the color and just simply paint it on really straight line. So there's my piece. I did this really light green tan color that this is called taupe gray. It's a really pretty tan. Okay, now I'm going to be moving on to this piece. Now I'm really liking the texture and the cracks and everything up here. The color looks pretty good. Even the handles, I think, look pretty good. I'm just going to be doing a different color down here. And I'm going to try to do like a terracotta color, like a warmer tone. So I'm going to be mixing in this color here. It is so pretty. It's literally called Cayenne. Ooh, just a tad bit. I want to go just a tad bit lighter. So I am going to add in some of this color. This is called Skin Tone. Just literally like a tad. And that should really just get it to the color I'm looking for. And it's okay to have like a little bit of a swirl going on in here. And then we'll just kind of dab this on and make this look like it's terracotta. This color is literally on point. I'm going to be using a dabbing motion on this glass. And we're going to go just above this line right in here. And do it very kind of organically. Don't want to have it like a straight line or anything. I love this color. I think it looks so good. Okay, so that's this piece. I'm thinking like adding just a little bit of the tone up in here, but I kind of don't want to. So I am going to add a little bit of dimension in this top part of it though. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel and we're just gonna add in a little bit of gray, a little bit of the skin tone, a little bit of this darker tone. So I'm gonna dab a little bit into the gray, a little bit into this color. I'm just gonna do all the colors and mix them on the sponge like this. And then I'm just gonna lightly kind of just, in very random areas, pretty good, honestly. I kind of really like the little colors that are popping through in here. Has a little bit of a scratch I'm probably gonna go over with some paint. So that's the look. I just need to let this dry. Probably will go ahead and do another coat over this just so it has full saturation, but pretty much this is done. This feel that it looks like pottery. I ended up changing my mind on this piece here, this little blue cup. I was gonna turn this upside down and turn this into like one of those old school milk jars. Well, anyways, I changed my mind. I actually found this at Dollar Tree. So this is a garden dish where you'd put like succulents, whatever you really want to put in this dish. It is made of plastic. I found it in the floral section. So I figured I would use this in combination with the blue cup. Now it's nice and cleaned off. I figured I would go ahead and actually glue these pieces together. So I was thinking doing it like this upside down. So instead of like this, it's gonna be flipped, and then we'll glue those back to back like this. So it's gonna create this nice silhouette. I love the shape this creates, and then I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint it just so it has a cohesive look. I'm gonna go ahead and glue that together. I'm going to be using a combination of E6000 and hot glue. And here is a little trick. If you can't get your like E6000 glue and it's like stuck, I actually use the back of my scissors here, right in between where the plastic hits. You can actually put your piece like this and clamp really hard on the plastic part, the back, like right there where the scissors are. I don't know if you guys see that. And then if you clamp super hard, you'll be able to twist this and break it free. And boom, you got your cap off. I have a bunch of marks from me doing that so hard, but sometimes your glue just gets stuck together with the cap. That is a really good tip to get them apart. And the same thing, if you can't squeeze this, just use the back of your scissors and, oh, I just broke my scissors. Don't use your scissors. I'll have to glue that back together once I get the glue out. My squeeze game is not so strong. Okay, I think that's enough glue. Then I'm gonna use my hot glue and just go all over the place. And we'll flip that around and press it directly into the middle. And then I'm going to take a heavy object. I'm taking my can of paint and I'm going to place it right here in the middle. Let that sit for a few hours. I gotta glue my scissors back together. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this outside and give it a nice coat of spray paint. And here is how it turned out. At the moment, I don't have anywhere to put this guy. I plan on building new shelving to put it on. But as you can see, the silhouette is just, it looks so good. Now the top, you can still see the cup because the spray paint won't obviously get into there. And I'm not going to spray paint the inside of this. You totally could if you wanted to, if you're going to make that. Whoa, that's trippy. But just in case, I may end up putting like maybe some plants in here, like succulents or something like that. I'm not sure. I could put fake ones and that would just cover this up anyway. But I do plan on putting it on a high shelf so you won't really see the inside of it. But I think this turned out so good. I did end up, when I was spray painting, some dirt flew into it. So it kind of messed up my spray paint job. But that's totally fine with me. I think this turned out pretty cool. Like, I love the silhouette of it. And I like that I did a solid color. You could go back in with texture, whatever you want to do. I got to figure out where I'm going to put this because I do want to put it over there on the shelving. However, this is the shelving I'm actually going to be replacing and putting something new. So, but you can imagine this would be such a cute piece just to like put up there, you know what I mean? Love it. I have too much stuff going on, but I'm gonna redo these shelves again, even though I just redid them. I'm gonna be putting new shelves and putting all new decor on the shelves. So that's gonna take me some time, and this piece will definitely be going on to the shelf. I just love it. I think it looks so cute. Whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. I'm a hot mess. Please don't mind me. I'm such a hot mess. I've been outside working all day. Quickly finished that project so I could show you guys. If you like this video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.